Holy crap. That's effing dangerous. No, that's not safe. Yes, that's dangerous. Someone's gonna get killed that way. Holy crap. The real NV87, the blind NV87, the NV87 who doesn't care what the screen looks like. Hi everyone, and welcome to another edition of Driving Me Crazy reaction videos. Holy sh**. Today's Driving Me Crazy brought to light an intersection. I don't know if this is the only intersection where you see this or not. And I know that we can't see it, meaning I can't see it, and you can't see it because this is audio. I may call in Ira to get a better perspective, but I think he describes it okay. If I'm interpreting this correctly, this has got to be one of the most dangerous traffic phenomena in the world. Do you have this in your city? Is this the only intersection in my city where this happens, I wonder? I assume it's in my city. There's several cities in the KGW viewing area, and I forget whether he said which city it is in, but it really doesn't matter which city it's in. What matters is this is one of the most dangerous. Really, my whole premise for Driving Me Crazy is partially to pay tribute to Driving Me Crazy and partially to talk about traffic and pet peeves. I mean, that's what Driving Me Crazy is all about. Driving Me Crazy was not my idea. I discovered Driving Me Crazy and liked it and just decided to do YouTube videos about it. But my whole premise for Driving Me Crazy reaction, apart from the fact that I like Driving Me Crazy, is to do it from the perspective of a pedestrian. Do it from the pedestrian standpoint and bring attention to the fact that all people are trying to do is walk across the street as they travel through their day, and so many of them either don't live to see the other side or are taken from the middle of the street to a hospital by ambulance. The paramedics have to come in and carefully pick them up off of the ground where they're lying injured in the middle of the street and quickly but gently load them onto their gurney and haul ass, lights and sirens to the nearest trauma center. When you have intersections like this, is it any wonder why? If that ambulance was called to this particular intersection, is it any wonder why that pedestrian did not make it safely across the street?
All right, Chris, join us with another edition of Driving Me Crazy. What do you have for us this morning?
Well, we've got some viewer video this morning, and I posed the question, is this dangerous? So let's go ahead and check this out. This is from Miss Fast on Twitter, and what you're looking at closely, the flashing yellow turn signals there, right? You see one there, and you see one there right smack dab in the middle of your screen. Yeah. Note that it coincides with the pedestrian walk sign. Huh. Okay, so the point that she's raising is that... I see it ticking down right by McDonald's, you're able to cross. You're able to make that turn through a pedestrian crosswalk when the pedestrian signal is open for pedestrians crossing.
That makes no sense.
Yeah. Oregon law states that you yield that turn, right? So if you're in that yellow turn and you're going to turn into the crosswalk, and you see a pedestrian there, you wait. Yeah. Right. But her argument is that that's not safe, and I'm kind of putting that out there. Is that safe? That's at the intersection. That's at the intersection of Cedar Hills Boulevard and Hall Boulevard in Beaverton. Yeah. So
it's a tough one.
Maybe something to revisit. I mean, and she brings up a valid point. We're maximizing the throughput, as she calls it, to get traffic through the intersection, but at what cost?
Right, because the drivers are super focused on what they're doing. Yeah, and I mean, not who's coming across.
The driver's got to yield to the oncoming traffic, so they're watching for that first, because that's going to, I mean, let's face it, be more impactful to the driver. And then suddenly they arrive on the crosswalk, and there might be a pedestrian in that crosswalk. Hey, if you've got something that drives you crazy, or some great video or pictures like that you'd like to share with us, go ahead and tweet me, or you can put it on my Facebook page, or email me at stevemcginnis@kgw.com.
If you got something that drives you crazy, or maybe something that scares the pants off you. Okay, that's not the city that I live in, but no, that's not safe. Good God, you're allowed as a driver to turn into a crosswalk, which is kind of dangerous anyway. but I don't know, drivers might do it all the time. Let me put this into perspective. I am blind, and I have been blind my whole life. So if drivers have always been allowed to turn into pedestrian crosswalks, I've not, I'm not able to see what drivers do. I mean, I've been a rider for years, but I have never been able to look out the window to see what my driver does, what other drivers do. I mean, it's called been blind my whole life. But, I mean, my God, if there's ever a situation where you're allowed to turn into a pedestrian crosswalk, well, actually, I'm guessing you can turn into the pedestrian crosswalk or drive through the pedestrian crosswalk when the signal is closed to pedestrian traffic. That's why the red light, green light, the driver has the green light, the pedestrians on the street corner standing not in the crosswalk, but on the corner about to walk into the crosswalk do not walk at that time, because that means that's the time that cars are supposed to go. But the timing of that, I don't know if I'm even going to put that in there. This makes me sound so stupid. But actually, I might leave it in there, because maybe that's the blindness advocate in me trying to put into perspective that people who are blind and have been blind their whole lives, kids that are blind and grow up to continue to be blind, might learn this stuff, might learn the basics of this stuff, but never really thought about how it's supposed to work. But be that as it may, my God, that's under normal circumstances. You have the red light, therefore the pedestrians are supposed to go. Then you have the green light, and the driver has the green light. The pedestrian has the you don't walk right now. The driver turns into the crosswalk or drives through the crosswalk. But what they have here is footage of drivers being told by the flashing yellow signals, okay, don't drive. Okay, now drive. Meanwhile, at the same time, the pedestrians are being told, okay, it's your turn to walk across the street. Holy crap. That's effing dangerous. No, that's not safe. Yes, that's dangerous. Someone's gonna get killed that way. Holy crap. Oh my God. Yeah, do you have an intersection like that in your city? I mean, maybe we should have a conversation about this down in the comments. Holy crap. Any intersection that has pedestrians and cars permitted to try to travel at the same time desperately needs an overhaul. The timing on those signs, the timing on those signals needs to be recalibrated. Those signals need to say, all right, drivers, you go. Pedestrians, you don't go. Okay, pedestrians, it's your turn. Drivers, you sit there. For signals to say, all right, pedestrians, go ahead. Drivers, you too. Go on. Everyone go on. That is a recipe for death and tragedy. Oh my God. Let's just talk about it in the comments. Are there intersections in your city where drivers and pedestrians are both told to go at the same time? That is a tragic crash waiting to happen. Holy crap. Who authorizes that? What kind of city traffic board authorizes that? Serious changes need to be made in those types of intersections. I could go on forever about that. I'm going to wrap this up. Phew. Thank you for watching. Please follow me on Twitter, or if you must, on Facebook. Check out the description below for services and petitions that I believe in. And I'll see you in the next video when you hear what I have to say.